Seen you guys since the game. Got that?
You're good. It's not like I
It's
fucking left.
Oh, are you talking about that freak out you had back home? Oh, that's fine.
Still so fucking pissed that guy lost. What the fuck was he doing?
That was really funny.
They had to have fucking paid him off.
Okay, here's the question. If you're so fucking pissed off about it, why the fuck don't you start playing Hutball? Huh?
Because I would win.
Yeah,
It would
so
be
go
too
play.
easy.
Make your team. Stop
Yeah.
being a...
And I think it's against the rules.
What? That
Well, it's
kids
Hutball.
can't
I'm sure more
play?
than anything, they just use you to games for them.
And if they open a droid league, I would join.
They're probably not gonna...
Apologies for my lateness, gentlemen. Only saw the communication just a bit ago.
That's perfectly fine. We haven't even started yet. Waiting on the communication to go through. So, we've all figured out your questions and
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Good,
Yes.
because I want it nice and smooth. Everyone gets their time, and that's it. Of course, discussion is. I want to try to keep things at least somewhat organized.
Greetings once again.
All right, we're coming through. Glad to hear from you.
I was under the impression that my last meeting with you was unsatisfactory.
Yes, several of my crew members still have more questions about what exactly they're signing up for. So, I'll be mostly letting them speak, serving as a mediator for the most part, just to make sure things.
Ask
How-
away.
All
How
right,
we want to do this? Just want to go around the table.
I'd say A1 first. I believe your questions are on the business side of things.
Alright, I guess I can go first. So, what does this agreement entail? You said you wanted a donation of troops and I assume equipment, but give me exact numbers.
There is the issue that I do not know your totality of your force. Without that, there's no way of giving a reasonable answer to this. You may regard it as greed. You might regard it as go ahead with this. I will need a logistic. Your force.
Okay, well... Then what are you trying to look for? Are you just looking for bodies, specialists?
I am looking for
material.
able-bodied people wanting to fight against the new republic and restore a reunified galaxy.
Okay.
I want people to have proper training. Do not want to have fresh conscripts away. It would be a real shame to fresh new blood for your ranks to be thrown away in a conflict they may not even support. More than
course.
anything, I would say. With not be a donation would be the correct word. Like volunteering.
Right. And after, let's say, for the sake of argument, you do in fact win this campaign, how are you going to protect us? You said you would give us autonomy and would act neutrally to us, but other than your word, can you give us anything other than that?
Depends on how the agreement renders the New Republic. If it is on amiable terms, isn't. It might have to be a garrison. I do not want to get hasteful with things that are so far off. Too many possibilities and many unknowns. I don't understand the New Republic fully yet.
My final question is, once again, for the sake of argument, if you were to reconquer the entire galaxy and rule however you see fit,
I do not
what's
see myself
stopping?
as the leader of the Empire.
Okay. Well, for the sake of argument, you win. Let's just say you reach your end goal, whatever that may be. What is to stop the general populace from starting another civil war?
I am thinking from a military strategy. I will, of course, find people who are willing to cause with me. However, I am not inclined to understand every single word's meaning. So, people that prove them worthy, are trustworthy, do not have any govern, figure out what's right for their citizens.
Okay, that's it for me.
There will be no humanitarian crises. Killing people, genocide, will not be permitted.
Alright,
Post-war
I
and abhorrent behavior.
suppose that leads perfectly into Danik's point. Would you like to speak next?
Sure, I have a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
First, what's your stance on slavery?
That is a rather simple question to answer. Slavery is the condemnation of a lesser species. There will be no slavery in the galaxy.
I see.
Now, a promise like that is one very hard to fulfill. No matter what, there will always be it brazen behind the shadows. No way to do it. I cannot make a false promise that I can ban slavery and all issues.
Well,
So much that goes into slavery. Ideology, superiority, bunch of say the rapid xenophobia of the empire. Major addition valiant to the
my other question is simply the millions or even billions of people just died fighting to ensure that the galaxy isn't under a dictator. Why should we fight to put it back under one?
I do not see the Empire as the truly the worst evil in the galaxy. as you may interpret it. There are evils out there far worse than the Empire, and the Empire is the only one who has strength to stop them. Laws, guidelines, and all these other rules can be bent, changed. There is no guarantee that another civil war will not happen. However, I will try, with the assistance of others, to guarantee that another one is very likely to not happen.
I see. Thank you for your effort. I suppose Saber or Waylon would. Do you have questions?
Alright, Saber, you next?
Mine all relate to what was sent about those ships.
I'm afraid I cannot give you much more detail other than those images. There are things in the galaxy beyond your comprehension. And with time, I can teach you about them, but it is not the focus of my goals right now. First, unification, and then addressing. If you are informed about this, you are prone as the Vanguard to make rash, very headstrong attacks against foes that you don't seem to understand. This is nothing like the Dark Star Syndicate. They might have advanced tech that's on the level above Barons, the basic galaxy. These aren't. Angering or attacking cause the deaths of many, many more in the galaxy.
That's all I wanted to know. Just a bit more.
Just leads Waylon then.
Well, my one question is, well, quite simple when you get down to it. Your goal in this little whole thing is to take out the New Republic. Should you succeed, what would happen to people who would be still loyal to it, and whatnot? Do you plan to just
That is a
kill
bridge
them
that
all?
must be. No, I do not see that the New Republic is just black and white. How there is just every person is either against or with. There will always be resistance, and that's why you must study people and study their beliefs. I've met many people in my travels who were rebels, and if they had different life choices, would have joined the Empire. Maybe I would have joined. Those people, they wish, can leave Imperial space if they do not like it as much, or comes with it on the meeting table during negotiations if they happen. Succeeding of the New Republic into its own independent territory that still shares military joint efforts but is governed by itself.
Alright, then that's all for me.
Is that everyone then? No one else has anything to add?
At the moment.
Alright. Grand Admiral, do you have any questions for us?
What are your viewpoints? Have they changed at all since the previous meeting?
I'm a bit less reluctant to work with you, knowing your views on slavery. And
Any
also,
planet
you know,
underneath the Vanguard's jurisdiction has the right to join or fold in with the Empire, or they could go their own separate ways. Become independent. I'm not going to force every planet in the independent movement to work with us.
Day one. Thinking any differently now?
Not really. But if y'all motherfuckers want to work with him, that's alright with me.
Well, tell me, A1, what would convince you, or what is troubling you to be willing to go into negotiations? Is it the fear that you're not getting anything out of this? Is it the fear that
Your
you're
lack
going to
of
lose
planning.
territory? It is a
Every
campaign.
single question, I understand that it is a campaign, but it is not a campaign to rend your enemies by the sword. It is a campaign to reinstate basically a monarchy. You are not murdering civilians for the sake of wanton violence. You are reinterpreting the law. So when I hear that you say at the end of the war you will find people who are loyal and just to whatever your views are, instead of you have already found them and you are not working currently
You are
on a system of
reading my
government,
words.
I might be. I will not say that I
These
am the
people
smartest
can be
man in
found
the room.
for the people I found. Or they could be part of the New Republic wishing to help improve the Empire. There are good people as adversaries. And given the choice, maybe, they would join up if there was not so much.
I still have my misgivings, but if, like I said, if the group consensus is that we assist you in your war, whatever.
You do not need to participate directly. You do not wish. You could, in just a way, assist me with gathering the weaponry, the ships I need. They don't have to be your ships. But just there are many things out in the galaxy I need to acquire for the war. I'm looking for you for assistance and close, relatively other assets. In time, if work between us gets quite close, and you gain the trust of my crew and myself, I can introduce you to the other thing. But for now, they must be known as variables that you're not allowed to know about. Just like my plans, I have a lot of plans. I am just not gonna share it with a third party, not affiliated with me, who also has a tendency to spill the, what you would say, spill the bean, or just rat out. So I will remain as vague as I want. However, if you need an incentive to work alongside us, I can guarantee that the Adzeri yards will be at full capacity, and I will use my assets to work on it.
The OA one. You're actually
I
getting
could also
something out of it
supply
now.
technology that you like the cloning tech. That was just the baseline information. There's a lot more out there.
Like I said, if the consensus is that we work with you, I will not fight it.
But you will not be pleased. You have a right to oppose. There is nothing stopping you. There's no way I can guarantee good.
I'm sure as things improve between us, he'll warm up to it.
Perhaps.
I think he just wants to see results, and that's going to come with time.
Results are a few months out at minimum. We're only about halfway through the year. My campaign does not start next.
Here we go.
Is that all?
Abide by that, A1? So do you think you can abide by that, A1?
I have made my stance abundantly clear.
Alright,
I'm
well,
keeping to it.
stance then. Well, if no one else has anything to say, I think that's it.
Very well done. I must go back to my work. Feel free to commune
Alright.
about this with. Oh, you are having some doubts fears that Severin Khan will be telling everything about your operation. She has sworn fealty to me. It's not me she's going to tell everything. To help me.
Well, that's good to know.
All I request is a new thing I need, which is a naval list. I need to meet ships you have in your arsenal. But I would pick down to that. Choose the work. I'm not going to force this on you now. You have a while to decide.
All right. Pile a list and send it out. We'll send it out.
That went well.
Yep. A lot more people in now. Like I said, A1. Sure, as time goes on, you'll be able to see the benefits a lot more clearly. And if not, hey, you'll have another thing to say I told you so, right?
Mm-hmm. Plan.
I think that, well, what Thrawn said makes a lot of sense. And honestly, I guess at the end of the day, no matter who's in charge of the galaxy, me and my buddies are gonna have a lot of work cut out for us.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
Whether Republic, Empire, Sith, Jedi, there's always going to be a criminal out there in the galaxy.
It's not exactly a guarantee, but I'll take them not committing genocide on innocent people is good enough, I guess.
Well, hey, at least he's not going to be throwing bioweapons at innocent people like Azar did.
Yeah. At least he isn't
True,
completely
he's at least
insane.
practitioner.
Like that took place since Palpatine. Thrawn seems like the most reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but Thrawn's the lesser evil in this.
Yes, yes.
Anyways, I'm getting back to it.
Alright.
You all want to see
Yep.
it?
Off we go.